nice on the beat.
My shit is slapping. I mean, every single phone is ringing. Good as gold, every different kind of bow I'm bringing. I'm straight, I ain't coming down on 28. If I ain't got no money, how the fuck I'm supposed to motivate? Just admit it, man, I'm different, like I'm something special. Consistent schedule, overtime to the next level. I kept the caddy clean, just went 20s with the Vogues. I hit DJ Michael Douglas when I need my music slow. I'll never finish what I'm on, but I'm working on it steady. 2020 been rough, man.
Right, we got Chucky Workclothes in the building. I like talking to independent grinders, guys who really like to work hard and really get theirs out the mud type of stuff, right? Indianapolis, Indiana. Got a show tonight, as a matter of fact. So I just wanted to go through like a handful of questions. I know you get asked stuff all the time, so I wanted to do some stuff you've heard before, but I also want to do some stuff maybe you haven't been asked.
Okay.
The obvious questions come to stuff like, what keeps you motivated to keep writing? I know you've done a lot of albums.
Well, you know, man, I got a, you know, not the biggest fan base, man, but I got a good fan base. I guess like a loyal fan base, to where I might not have so many fans, but you know, I got a lot of fans that, you know, they'll say, you know, hey, Chuck's music is on my, you know, motivation Spotify playlist, or, you know, if you listen to a Chuck tape, you're going to be able to take so many things and apply them to your everyday life, or you should be able to apply them to your everyday life. So that keeps me going, man, as well as, you know, I ain't fully got my point across yet.
Right.
Technical difficulties. Oh, shit, now my mic's working. Shit, hey, I just ran right here. Come on, let's go.
My shit, yeah.
At what point you really want to drive home?
Man, work hard, you know, be grateful, be humble, you know, and one day, you know, the light is going to shine on you. You know, it's going to take, you know, it takes, it might take 10 years of not being heard, not getting the results that you want before, you know, those results even start the show, you know, coming in. So, my point that I want to get across is it's never over. It's only over when you know, set it down. So, you know, perseverance, man, you know, get up out of there, starting from the bus stop, starting from laying on the concrete outside all the way to wherever you always dreamed of being, wanted to be, you know.
That's a good message to have, man. That's a good message.
Yeah, I want everything that I put down and put out, I want strictly motivation, man.
Right, I feel you, man. So when you go to write, right, like how do you like to write? Like environment wise, do you like to do handheld? Do you do on the phone?
I still write on the pad, man, and I do the best writing at the chop shop. You know, with Chop, where I made my last several projects at. I can write a verse anywhere, but consistently, man, I do my best work in there. I don't know what it is. It is the vibe and just what I'm used to. It's home as far as, you know, me doing my music. But yeah, my process is play the beat and yeah, still with the pen and pad.
Nice. When you go to pick a beat and then do a song concept to that beat, like, what do you gotta hear that makes you pick that beat and then drive that concept or whatever the song's concept's gonna be home?
That's a tough question, man. I don't know, because, you know, I like all different kind of beats. Like, say the Believe It record that me and Jai got, he always said it, you know, is popular or, you know, one of people's favorite songs that I've ever been a part of. He always said that song's so crazy to him because that's a beat that he probably never would have took a second look at. You know what I mean? So I wrote that. Really, you know, I'm talking to the beat. When I'm talking to the beat, everybody else gets it later. But I'm talking to myself at the same time. So whatever I'm feeling, whatever's motivating me at the time, that's what I'm gonna say to the beat. Some beats, when I hear them in my head, I know you can relate to this. You can already hear yourself on them when you hear them. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got your own voice in your head, and you can hear them. So for sure, whenever I get a beat like that, I definitely, go with that. If I can already hear myself, my own voice on it, I definitely go with that.
Crack a lack on the track.
What's life really like on the road, and what's your advice for young artists prepping for like a tour or their first time?
Man, life on the road definitely takes a budget. You can try to, break it down and say, it's going to take, this much, but it's going to take more. Even if y'all are collecting money at the stops or some of the stops or most of the stops, it's still going to take more. You know what I mean? So, but, hey, that's just a sacrifice that, us as independent artists got to make to get it off the ground, man, and to get notarized in other places. As far as touring, got to do it. You know what I mean? It's some people get too stuck on the internet. You need the physical too.
I need my website to go and level up, but understand it was all in the plan. All you gotta do is keep it moving, stack chips, flip, nips, put in years till you cash out rent. My shit is slapping. I mean, every single line is booming. Every time the shit was clutch, we got it to them. When they couldn't come deep, we just brought it to them. Rule number one, you crush it.
So I know you work with several bigger artists, bigger named artists, people would consider. You got any good stories about working with those artists? Any funny stories or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Man. Yeah, true story. Shout out to M80, man. I can't remember who I was telling this story the other night. But we was in San Diego at the Hard Rock Hotel at the E40 show. And this was around the time that I did tax season, and I had the feature from 40 and stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, shout out to M80. After the show, we were supposed to go up to 40's room with him, and he was going to do a drop for my album. And by the end of the night, everybody was drunk and there was some confusion, and M80 was maybe arguing a little bit with the lady that he was with and stuff like that. Long story short, we took too long and he took off, man, and I never got that drop, man.
Man.
Yeah. Shout out to Petey Pablo, man. We've had him out here for a show, and he's a funny dude. He's a wild man.
Petey?
Yeah. It's cool, man.
Yeah,
we can edit anything.
I was gonna say, bro, we done stepped on that junk more than once.
It's gonna be the.
I was told to be here 7 for sound check.
No, it's cool. Y'all didn't even know we was doing this, so shit, it's just.
Yeah, you good. We'll work around it. Now, Youngbleed, right?
Yeah.
We both got to work with him. I actually got to meet Youngbleed through you.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a fun guy to be around. Any good stories that I haven't been a part of with Youngbleed on the road? I know you got to have a couple.
No, I got more than a couple. I got too many stories. Me and Bleed, man, we rode through a tornado. One time in Illinois, like the actual funnel touched down. We were in my Suburban. The actual funnel touched the ground. And I'm talking about, Ghost, I wouldn't lie to you. You can ask him. We rode straight through. Also, too, nobody believes us about this one. I think we were leaving Oklahoma, going into Kansas, somewhere around the Oklahoma-Kansas line. And we seen an El Chupacabra, man, in real life, man. It wasn't no dog. It wasn't no whatever. It had to have been an El Chupacabra. So that's what we say.
A Chupacabra.
El Chupacabra, yeah, man. You familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen one somewhere right there around the Oklahoma-Kansas line. For a fact.
God, that's out of control. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Is there any artist that you haven't got to work with yet that you really want to? Legend or new?
Yeah. And man, they asked me this on the podcast, man, and I wouldn't really answer it because I don't want nobody to steal my idea. You know what I mean? So I've got like a legend or two that I want to do something with. And then he's not exactly new, but he's newer, 2010s and on that I want to do some stuff with. But I mean, there's tons of independent artists and stuff like that I want to do stuff with.
Crack a lack on the track.
So this question just for fun, my own amusement, right? Like, if they was to make a movie about your life,
All right.
who's gonna play Chucky?
Oh shit, man. Yeah. Who's the dude that plays the transporter, man? Jason Statham.
Jason
Statham. Yeah, man. That's Chuck in the movie, man.
Jason Statham.
Yeah, get
plays
him.
Chucky.
Yeah. That's Workclothes, man, in the movie, man. Go get him, man.
At least I don't know. I figured you'd say Denzel.
Oh man.
Okay. If movie roles, stay on that topic. If movie roles came your way, would you take it?
Yeah. I've actually, man, I've done a little like small kind of like hood movies, independent shit and stuff like that. I don't know if any of them ever came out. I know one that rest in peace to Big J, one that me and Big J did. We did a little acting for one of Tragic's GFE's, one of their older videos. And but yeah. If it was the right thing and yeah, I'd do it. Yeah.
As an action star, maybe?
Man, I mean, if it was good, you know what I mean? If it was good, yeah, maybe. You never know.
Not like a Steven Seagal straight to Netflix film.
Man, no, I mean, hey. Oh man, I don't know if anybody's gonna offer me any roles as like a Steven Seagal type. You know what I mean? But hey, man, I might take something like that. That'd be cool to do.
It'd be fun, right?
Yeah, well,
I want to shoot a film like that, so I think it'd be fun. I might get you in on that.
yeah,
I might offer you the role.
yeah,
We'll work out a contract.
yeah, yeah. Let's get it.
All right. I see a lot of artists that try to get it on their own, and that's cool. But one of the things that I noticed watching you over the last few years, especially, is you're great with networking. Not just with trying to get bigger name artists, but with up and comers too. You know what I mean? You're good with that, and sometimes I don't think artists really value networking. How important?
No,
is
it's a
that
real
really?
thing because okay. Say, I'm from Indianapolis, and then you have an artist from Louisville. We're both underground. We're independent. We've got good support around where we're at. Why wouldn't we work together? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't we, combine, push one with the other as much as we can, and then find another city and find other guys. They need pushing, we need pushing, and everybody that you come in contact's not always gonna be in it like how you are. You just find like-minded people that's doing the same things that you are, that want the same things. They're kind of trying to push and get it in the same fashion and stand for the same things that you are. So I mean, it makes sense to push together. When you talk about touring, independent artists, listen up. That's how you do it. You get guys from different cities. Cool. So when we go to do a tour, I got my city. I'm going to bring you guys out. You guys set up your cities and let's do it.
Right. Yeah, sometimes I just think that's an overlooked. A lot of guys want the money and the production and the features and even the
But you
videos.
got to set up your network before any of that will come. You got to build your base. Set up your network before any of that will ever come.
Right. And then those the stories you told were really good. The movie stuff was good, but so I know we talked off camera about things you needed to do because you'd bought some land and things like that as far as just personal building.
Yeah.
But what's the future for you? What are future plans for you in the next, say, 2 years, 3 years down the road as far as music or the next evolution of?
Man, I really want to have my spot built out in Nevada. I feel like a lot of the day-to-day for me will be more relaxed out there. More than anything, it's my goal that, when I get out there, of course, I'll still do my eBay business and stuff like that and, make money. But I just feel like out there I'll have nothing else to do other than make music. I was telling Grime, man, I feel like once I get out there, I might make an album a week, and I really want to do stuff like that. I might not do it every week, but I might get, in a good groove and doing some good stuff. And I just want to always, be in the lab. So I guess to answer your question, in the next couple of years, I need to build on my land. I need to get my studio like how I want it and go back in, I want to have one of those catalogs that can't be argued with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's there.
Yeah. I mean, you already got a pretty big catalog as it is.
Man.
One of the things, it's an off question, right? For a while, you kind of had a formula going, I think, that I hadn't seen anybody else do.
Right.
And that was, a lot of it was with like the Professor Works kind of series run that you did. And it seemed like it was kind of like a, release 8 songs, go on tour. Release 8 songs, go on tour. Why 8 songs and why that formula?
Well, Well, you know, people kind of went to the shorter projects and the EP projects and stuff like that. I had been putting out full-length albums, you know, 14, sometimes 17 songs. So, you know, when I did the Professor Works Lab 1, it even says on there the EP series, even though later on in Volume 5, which is the last one of the series, I put 14 songs on it. But I had a lot of songs, so I just went ahead and wanted to give people a little more. But you know, people, you know, the songs are shorter nowadays. The projects are shorter. You know what I mean? So it was just, you know, going with the shorter projects and just kind of catering to what's going on right now. Give them a solid 7 or 8 songs and put it out, you know, and drop as, you know, consistently as possible.
Do you think that because there for a while it felt like the tours were really working, everything was really going, and you really started building? It felt like watching the trajectory of this is where I was at, this is kind of where I am. It felt like that system or formula, whatever you want to call it, seemed to really give you a big trajectory in a short amount of time. Do you think it was the formula or just timing was right? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it touring's always going to help. You know what I mean? But man, it wasn't that short of a period of time, you know, that it took. Because, you know, I feel like, you know, the first tour we might have ever did might have been 6 cities. And then it was 8. And then it was 12. And then it was 17. And then I think the last big one we did was about 20. You know what I mean? So, but, you know, okay. You know, it could be short when you look at it like that. In like maybe a, you know, 4 or 5 year span, we got up to, you know, maybe, you know, hitting about 20 cities. But of course, you know, within those 20 cities, some would be more, you know, guaranteed crowds and some would be leaps of faith, you know, first time places, you know, people in venues, you know, just leaps of faith.
And I say, and I know 4 or 5 years, it seems like it's a long time, but when you really think about it, the reason why I feel like it was such a fast trajectory for you, and saying that in a positive light, is because you didn't, that I know of, have that backing. You didn't really have a back, like you funded it, you know, yourself.
Yeah, of
course.
What
I mean, it was independently funded, and that's, you don't see a lot of artists have that kind of success building, you know, city to city and the growth there and everything else.
Well, man, it takes a lot of faith, and I can tell you flat out that I went broke, you know, touring and you know what I mean? And but as I sit here today, I can tell you it was all worth it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So even though it didn't pay off at that time and even hurt me and I had to struggle through some tough times, it's still everything, you know, all the seeds we planted, they're still there. And now some of them are, you know, growing.
Big risk, big reward.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I feel you there. Just a couple more questions, man, and we'll wrap it up. I know you got to get prepared for the show tonight. So this one's kind of a generic question, but what's your all-time favorite album and your top 5 artists?
Man, it changes all the time, man. All-time favorite album, man. There's so many. Man, can I name a few?
Do top 5 albums and then top 5 artists. I'll give you that.
8 Ball and MJG in our lifetime. Sugar Free, Street Gospel. E40 in a Major Way. All Eyes on Me. Man, but it's hard to see one more. What's an album that, man, there's so many. Let me just give you those 4 on there. And even saying that, man, there's so many I could name. Man, the Ghetto Boys Resurrection, man. I've been listening to that now. You know what I mean? A lot lately. So yeah, I'll say those 5 as far as artists. E40, 40 water, you know what I mean?
Just period.
Yeah. 40 water. My favorite. You know what I mean? That's my top 5. It's my top 5, bro.
40 water. Charlie Hustle.
Yeah, Fonzarelli, Earl.
Yeah, 5 aliases.
Yeah. Facts.
All right. And then what's your favorite thing to do with your kids? You got a gang of kids, bro.
Man, we've traveled a lot. You know, I mean, I've taken them to a lot of places. You know, I've taken them to see Mount Rushmore. You know, I like to take them places. You know, they've been Mount Rushmore all the way out to the West Coast, all the way down Cali, Arizona, come back up. You know, we've been to Florida, Disney World, Tennessee. So I like to travel with the kids when we can. Obviously, since COVID hit, you know, that's been limited, but we still snuck in a couple little things.
Nice.
You know, I play video games with them some, and you know.
All right. What about some proudest dad moments?
It always, you know, my daughter Kaylee, she's an old soul. You know what I mean? She doesn't listen to a lot of new school rap. She's a big NF fan, but you know, I like NF too. But you know, Kaylee, she's the only one of my kids that doesn't criticize the music that I listen to, that kind of whatever. So she's kind of, you know, my ace, and she rides with me, and we listen to 40 and we listen to Ghetto Boys and whatever it is, man. And she loves it. So yeah, that makes me real proud. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right. Enough with the questions. One last thing though. Give 3 tips for people getting started in this business.
Okay, 3 tips for people getting started in this business. Okay. Invest in yourself. Obviously, get your money situated. It's going to cost you money to do everything in this. And in one way or another, nobody's going to give you anything. Like I said, even if they give it to you, you owe them. So, 2, don't get frustrated. You know what I mean? Have patience. Keep working, building up. It takes a long time. You know what I mean? You're not always going to get the results from everything that you do immediately. Of course, have faith in yourself. So believe that you're going to blow up immediately. But don't get disappointed if you don't. Homie Jai always says something stuck with me. If you don't set unrealistic expectations, you can't be disappointed. So say every record or EP or album you put out, just aim to just do it a little bigger than the last one. You know what I mean? And, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. You know, take it over time. So you know, invest, be patient, and stay true to yourself, man. You know, people who are faking on that microphone, they don't really get no support. You know what I mean? Anybody can be lucky and make a hit record. But man, I mess with artists that's in it for the longevity, that, you know, are who they are. And, you know, real MCs to where they're going to last. So, you know, be true to yourself, man, so you can stick around for a long time. So invest, be patient, and stay true to yourself, man. People will love you for who you are. You could be the biggest nerd in the whole world, right? But if you got on that microphone and you was spitting, but you portrayed yourself as the biggest nerd in the world, people are gonna fuck with that.
Right.
I believe that. I truly believe that.
No, I feel you there. I like guys who are real authentic.
Man, facts. Whatever they may be, you know. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. I know you got to get the stuff ready. I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, salute my man Ghost, man. We appreciate you, man.
Ain't got too much time to play around. On to the next one. Shout out to my man Lad Grizzly. Let's go. Sioux City for the country boys, Sioux country for the backpackers, tied in with some mob factors, not your average trap rapper. Touching down in 50 states, pushing like I'm lifting weights, feeling how I'm living and I'm looking like I'm living great. I done covered ground from DC to Eureka, down to Corpus Christi, back up to Topeka. Ain't a package that I fumbled or an act I ain't paid. I went to work behind my mumble and I passionately pray. Small bar, small town, out here digging in dirt. You paint the picture vivid when you're living your work. Man, I'm 36, I ain't about to flex a couple dollars. Really should be further, what you're showing ain't no fucking dollars. When you hold the weight to feed a small village, and you hold it up across the board, I bet we all chill. What you doing, cloud chasing or you paper chasing? You about to do it on your own or you favor waiting? Right way or wrong way, you gain experience. Early morning, long days, all days, period. If you're here, you came to hear me spit. Just so we're clear, nobody gave me shit. Ain't no fear as I approach it fearless. This is blood, sweat, and years without a closing near it. The more I whip, that's the more I get. I'm thinking challenge accepted. And I ain't never made a hit, but in the underground, this is highly respected. Man, it's like we just got started, man. Took